All right, today's lesson is going to focus on multiplying polynomials. Yesterday we did a little bit of work with adding and subtracting polynomials, but today we're going to be multiplying them. Now, to remind you, we're going to start off with some very basic distribution. We can see that in this example, we're multiplying a monomial. We know that is a monomial because it has one term, by a binomial. This is a binomial since it has two terms in the parentheses. And we're going to multiply that by using distribution. So we're going to be distributing this monomial, the 3x times the two things inside of the parentheses. It's going to look like this. So we're going to distribute to the 2x, 3x times 2x, 3 times 2 is 6, and x times x is x squared. And then again, 3x times 4. So we're going to multiply that. 3x times 4 is, 3 times 4 is 12. And we have an x, so we have to keep the x there. There's no x, so we don't change the power. Now, if there were any terms that could be added together, we would do that. But because this has a squared and that does not, that means that we have to keep this in this form. And that is all you have to do to get your answer there. So that's one. In our second example, we're going to be multiplying a binomial by another binomial. Now, the process is going to be basically the same. We are going to be distributing things, but because we have two terms in this set of parentheses and two terms in this set of parentheses, we're going to be distributing both terms here to both terms over here. So it's going to look like this. We're going to multiply x by 2x and the x times the negative 4. X times 2x is 2x squared. And x times negative 4 is negative 4x. So we've done that distribution. Now we need to do a second distribution where we multiply the 7 by both terms. So 7 times 2x is 7 times 2 is 14, and we have an x, so x. And 7 times negative 4, that is going to be negative 28. So we have distributed both terms here over to both terms here. And we have this function here. Now, this is not done yet because two of my terms, the negative 4x and the 14x, can be combined. We can combine these because they are like terms. And so we're going to do that. We're going to combine these middle terms after we just carry down that first term. So the 2x squared doesn't add to anything, so we still have a 2x squared. Then we have a negative 4x and a positive 14x. Negative 4 plus 14, that is 10x. So we've done those, we've added those together. And we carry down that negative 28 because there is nothing else to add to that. So 2x squared plus 10x minus 28, that's going to be our solution. So that is the final answer here. Finally, one last example. It's going to be fairly similar to the last one we did. Again, we have a binomial times a binomial, so two terms and another two terms. And when we do this one, we notice there are no numbers in front of the variable, so there are no coefficients, but it's going to work out largely the same. So we start out with distributing x to both terms. So we start with x times x is x squared. X times 2 is 2x. And we're all done distributing the x, so that means we have to move on to the negative 6. Negative 6 times x is negative 6x. Negative 6 times 2 is negative 12. And then we combine like terms, finally. So carry down that x squared. We have a 2x and we have a negative 6x. So that becomes negative 4x. And the negative 12 doesn't combine with anything because there's no other number by itself. So we have this as our final answer. And that's it.